Let's get into the Hunter's Hunter Chapter 401 spoilers right after the intro. Hey everyone, Hunter x Hunter is back and it's already off to an incredible start with 21 pages. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Now, let's dive into the spoilers. Page 1. The chapter opens with a big question. Is it finally time for the fifth prince's escort to appear? There's tension in the air as characters discuss a possible assassination attempt. The specially trained royal escort squad is tasked with the prince's protection, but the situation is delicate. The man in the jacket expresses concern about whether the squad will act or remain idle given the crisis in the country. Page 2. The woman in the suit says she can't use her abilities because the current situation doesn't allow it and traditional combat methods won't work here. However, she was chosen for a reason, and she's about to explain why. Apparently, her abilities aren't actually hers, but belong to the fifth prince, hinting at a deeper connection. She reveals a contract that ties her abilities to the fifth prince. This contract limits her power to help or control others, and she explains that even the prince himself isn't fully aware of the restrictions imposed by the contract, adding a layer of mystery. Page 4. Kurapika makes it clear that he's ready to take action if necessary. The woman in the suit responds, explaining that her contract limits what she can do and that it's crucial to clearly communicate its terms to avoid misunderstandings. She stresses that these terms need to be sorted out for their plan to succeed. Page 5. Kurapika, still confused, asks about the true purpose of their mission. At this point, the woman drops a bombshell. She is beyond Netero's daughter. This revelation shocks everyone in the room and shifts the entire conversation. Page 6. The woman continues, explaining Beyond's history, revealing that he infiltrated Kakin's royal family 30 years ago by having a child with one of the princesses. She confirms that the new prince is part of the royal bloodline, and how Beyond's identity and plans have been kept secret for decades. Page 7. She elaborates on how Beyond's strategy has always been about manipulating power, with his plans carefully orchestrated. She mentions that she was seen as a disposable pawn in the grand scheme. Kurapika realizes they've underestimated Beyond's influence and that their assumptions about him were wrong. She also recalls how she was aware of her abilities from a young age, and how Beyond's manipulation led to her being cursed. Page 8. The woman explains how her connection with the second prince began. Her parents were worried about her strange abilities, which became a topic of concern for those in power, including the second prince. They became cautious of her influence and potential. She believes she was marked due to her abilities and used for a specific purpose, shedding light on the political games she's been part of. Page 9. She opens her mouth, revealing a symbol inside. The man with fire-like hair comments on how deep the prince's network runs and the number of people involved. They discuss the prince's power and influence, suggesting that a strategic or military group, possibly with more than 10 people, is tied to the prince's plans. The conversation highlights the complexity and danger they're facing. Page 10. The woman explains that she and her allies were used as pawns by Beyond Netero, serving as tools for curses. She expresses uncertainty about the true nature of the powers targeting them. The man with fire-like hair questions the real intention behind the curses, and they discuss how the prince may be using people as pawns in his schemes. The woman emphasizes that understanding the mechanics of the curse is crucial for their survival. Page 11. The woman in the suit reveals that 14 princes are involved, but it's unclear who the curse is targeting. She questions whether the curse is actually focused on the princes or if it's part of a larger scheme. She speculates that the curse might be tied to the broader power struggles within the royal family. She also points out that the fifth prince may not be the primary target, and the situation is more complicated than they initially thought. Kurapika and the man with fire-like hair wonder if her theory could be true, and she confirms that they need to stay cautious. Page 12. She then drops another bombshell. Beyond's child is among the princes. Kurapika suggests that the person suspected of being Bion's child could be one of the queen's offspring, specifically naming the eighth queen. The woman in the yukata is shocked and begins to question whether this revelation about her father could really be true. Page 13. Kurapika enters a room where a group of men is waiting for an update. One man mentions that they need to be patient and that everything will become clear soon. They discuss how Kurapika is handling the situation and wonder if he already knows who the real culprit is. The tension rises as they speculate about what kind of conversation is taking place inside the room. Page 14. Kurapika demands that the woman in the suit continue explaining. She begins to elaborate on the contract she made with the fifth prince and how this contract is tied to her abilities. She explains how this power dynamic has influenced the relationships between the different princes and that identifying their true target is critical. Page 15. Kurapika proposes that if the woman can correctly identify the target and give precise instructions, he will personally renegotiate her contract and give her authority over his abilities. She holds the contract and states that this authority would allow her to use Kurapika's ability once, but he remains skeptical, knowing there's no room for mistakes. Page 16. The woman, now visibly emotional, declares, "I will end this with my own hands." She reflects on how, if her father had revealed the truth to her earlier, things might have been different. Even though her role remains the same, she believes the decision wouldn't have been as hard if her father had been honest with her. Kurapika and the woman leave the room, facing the group of men. One of them, surprised, asks, "What happened to that woman?" Another man, noticing her emotional state, wonders if she's been crying, puzzled by what occurred inside. Page 18. Kurapika contemplates the difficult decisions he must make regarding whom to trust and how to proceed, acknowledging that any choice could have significant consequences. One of the men observes Kurapika closely, sensing the weight of the situation on his shoulders. There's a conversation among the men about the second and third princes, discussing the difficult political and personal choices they face. The focus shifts to a conversation about a deal, involving a favor or request related to the imprisoned man. One man asks if something can be done, while the prisoner responds that they will do what they can. Discussions about agreements, responsibilities, and plans unfold. The chapter ends with a note that the princes and assassins are once again beginning to move, signaling more action to come. What did you think of the spoilers for Hunter x Hunter Chapter 401? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.